Kaju is my name. I'm a lawyer by profession and an advocate by training from Law Development Center. I'm also a sports lawyer. I've presided over elections of high-profile entities. I'm the former and outgoing electoral chairperson of the Uganda Olympic Committee, and I'm also the outgoing chairperson of the Uganda Olympic Athletes Executive Committee. Among other activities, I practice law with Marx Advocates, but I'm also a lecturer of law, intellectual property, and sports law. I'm also a former member of the FUFA Legal Committee between 2019 up to this year. My term expired this year, but I was the member of the FUFA Legal Committee for those years. Good evening, everyone. My name is Brian Kajubi. I'm the chairperson of the Electoral Commission of Villa Sports Club. I welcome you all, fellow members, stakeholders, and all the fans, all well-wishers. First and foremost, I want to thank the stakeholders that entrusted us as the Electoral Commission to preside over this electoral process. The committee is comprised of 4 people. Brian Kaju, myself as the chairperson. We have Afande Fred Enanga. We have Brandon Katura and Desire Mokisa. And I'm honored to chair this electoral process. I'm also acutely aware that the strength of Sports Club Villa entire lies in its fans, people, and players, plus other stakeholders and leaders. So I want to emphasize that this forthcoming election is a chance to this club to shape its future through its leaders. And to the candidates, I want to thank you all for stepping forward. Your time, commitment, and efforts are highly valued. And also to my fellow members, we want to assure you a fair and transparent electoral exercise or process. To the members of the club, fans and supporters, and those who are eligible to vote, we simply urge you to exercise your right to vote and choose the leaders of your choice that will drive your club forward. I'm also aware that we are governed by different instruments. This electoral process started a few days ago, but we want to assure you that we shall adhere to the electoral code that we shall roll out to the candidates, but most importantly, we shall comply and adhere to the irreducible minimum electoral standards for any electoral democratic process, fairness, and transparency. Our committee is very independent. Do not expect any cases of manipulation or being subjected to external forces. The other thing I want to assure the voters and the electorate is that this exercise will be guided by 4 important legal instruments. As I've told you, we want to strictly adhere to the legal instruments and the code. There will be no deviation from the code. We shall play to the rules of the electoral process, which are non-negotiable, and we shall not deviate. And to that, we assure that we shall deliver a transparent and fair electoral process. So, as the Electoral Commission, we have to follow the following, or we are governed by the following key instruments. Should we purport to do anything outside that, then we shall be culpable or liable for anything that happens. But the good news is that we assure you, we are competent enough and confident that we shall strictly adhere. Should whatever we do hurt any other person, we shall be proud of that for as long as it's within the legal mandate of the following instruments. The first one we shall be our electoral process or exercise will be guided by the villa members' trust deed. That is the primary governing instrument. The second one, we shall be guided by the sports club villa regulations. And the third instrument is the electoral code that we are yet to release to the candidates. And lastly, we shall be guided by the applicable principles of FIFA and FUFA governance. And others are the irreducible minimum electoral standards that are applicable in any electoral process. So for those instruments, we shall ensure that this process does not deviate from those. Lastly, we have issued, or a roadmap was issued to the candidates and the electorate, and allow me just list the steps, and probably you get to know when we shall have our elections. The first one, the first activity was verification and display of the voters register, which happened between 1st and 6th of March. Then the second was appointment of the electoral committee, which was done by the trustees of the club. The second step, which is ongoing and is preceded by another activity, that is candidates or those who are interested in various positions, they picked their nomination forms, which happened between 3rd and 4th of March. As we speak now, we extended up to 5th, which is today. Initially it was 3rd to 4th, but we gave an extension of 1 day. So today is the last day of picking and returning. You can't pick on the same day, which is the last day, and return. So it's already, I'm yet to confirm from the Secretariat, but we've closed nominations, picking and returning of the nomination forms. We've also issued a notice informing colleagues, but by 7th of this month, if you don't return the form by 5 p.m., you will not be nominated. So whoever was desirous of picking a form, you had up to today. Then tomorrow, rather 7th, which will be Saturday, we expect to receive the respective nomination forms, and that will be the next step. Upon picking or returning those nomination forms, our committee, with the help of the Secretariat, we shall verify those forms as against the checklist we issued to the candidates. Should there be any form of non-compliance, then we shall communicate to them, which may include late returning, failure to accompany proof of payment, or verification from the Secretariat that you've paid, or any other requirement that may accompany your nomination form. Then we shall forward the particulars of various candidates to the trustees, who will then vet the various candidates. Vetting will happen between 8th and 9th of this month. Thereafter, should there arise any dispute after vetting, probably a particular candidate has a grievance and wants to challenge the decision, that will be presented before the appeals, the Villa Ad Hoc Appeals Committee. And because we are mindful of the time, everything shall happen and be concluded on the 10th. That I mean, resolving any dispute that may arise after vetting. On the same day, we shall declare the various candidates for their respective positions, and they will now be ready to progress their campaigns and reach out to the members. Then on the 22nd of this month, members shall exercise their respective rights to vote and choose their leaders for the club. So that is the brief about our roadmap. And we just want to reassure the members that we are going to deliver a peaceful and democratic electoral process that is free, transparent, and fair. As to whether you will be satisfied with our process, ours is very simple, is to apply the legal instruments against the will of the voters. Whatever you want to exercise, we shall accord you the opportunity. Should you have any concern, any query, we are happy to address anyone who's concerned, for as long as you're a candidate, a voter, and for as long as it's within our legal mandate. Anything beyond us, we shall happily inform you. We are able to do that. Thank you so much. We want to assure every candidate that the moment the electoral process starts, we have control over them, and should anything arise that in our code can be construed to amount to probably electoral violence or any offense that may be occasioned on any other candidate by another candidate, then we shall take action. Other than that, we can't say that because we are in a particular premise. And also I want to assure you that this was just for the beginning. As the Electoral Commission, after this, we are mandated to choose any other place, and we shall communicate. We shall communicate. This was predetermined before we commenced because we were appointed, then we assumed our mandate to communicate and issue out a roadmap. So if any candidate has evidence and any reason as to why they were unable to pick nomination forms because someone chased them, this place, as far as I know, is free and open and accessible to everyone. And to assure the candidates and everyone, going forward, we shall communicate a new venue where other activities will be conducted, and it will be a neutral venue which will be within Kampala. It's a confirmed figure. This figure was communicated to members, but prior to it being communicated to the members, as far as I know, the 100 million nomination fee was confirmed in the general meeting by the members. I'm not aware whether most people attended or not, but it's a confirmed figure. And like I said, we have a governing instrument, the trustees did. Everything, every activity originates from there. Then you look at the villas regulations. So I confirm on record that that figure, it's not a rumor, it is confirmed and non-refundable. From the Secretariat, as of today, around probably 3, I can confirm the following. Who picked? Haj Omar Ahmed Hussein, Mr. Balezi Kauma, Mr. Dennis Sebugwao Mbide, and Meiwa Farouk. Those so far, from the records I've seen, they have picked their nomination forms. In the records I saw, Haj Omar Ahmed Hussein, Mr. Bulezi Kauma, Mr. Dennis Sebugwao Mbide, and Mr. Meiwa Farouk. By the time I cross-checked, those are the ones who had picked their nomination forms. In between, before the deadline, the closure, because we closed today, probably others may have picked through agents but that is the status quo. Return of these forms is by 7th of March, Saturday, at 5 p.m. And we've communicated to the candidates that we shall not accept any form submitted beyond 5 p.m.